Hello, I am Bookface, and I'm doing this because I'm too sick to physically record a video, and I honestly barely even have a voice at this point. So if this sounds really scratchy, you understand why. And since I sound half dead, let's talk about some creatures that actually are half dead. Yes, we're talking about zombies. Most basic form of undead, which makes them very difficult to research. No, I'm not looking for vampires. I'm looking for zombies. Zombies! They don't drink blood. Zombies! Oh wait, some of them do. So let's jump right in. Whoa! Woohoo! The first form of zombie we have is the Rolang, which is a form of zombie from Tibet. The word Ro actually means corpse, and Lang means risen. So basically, Rolang is a corpse risen. This form of zombie was typically created by a sorcerer, but that was only one kind, the tantric form. Don't know what that means. But there was also the demonic form, in which a Rolang was just possessed by an evil spirit, or where a corpse was possessed by an evil spirit to create a Rolang. I feel like it would be an odd supernatural argument if a demon tried to possess a zombie. Some confusion there. These creatures were thought to have wagging tongues and were incapable of speaking or bending over, or bending any of their joints for that matter, which is basically me walking out of a movie theater, just a zombie. Also, unlike most zombies, instead of biting someone to infect them, they just kind of tap someone on the head, give a little boop. Additionally, since the Rolang can't bend over, people would often exploit this weakness by the hilarious means of just making very low doorways so that the Rolang just couldn't get through. The zombies' one weakness, limbo. Not the place, just actual limbo. They also had other weaknesses and actually had different names for each weakness. The Ipagzlang, which could be killed by breaking the skin. The Kraglang, which could be killed if their blood was spilled. I feel like you kind of need to break the skin to do that, but I don't know, there might be other ways. Make them cough it up. There's the Sha Lang, which were the ones killed by very, very deep cuts or having a huge chunk of flesh removed. There was the Rus Lang, which would be killed by having their bones broken. Never let them go near a carton of milk, they'd be invincible. And there was the Rmelang, I don't know how to pronounce that, which could only be killed by being hit on a mole somewhere on the body. Let's hope that's like a mole on the neck and not anywhere else. The next form of zombie we have is the Jiangshi, which is a form of zombie from China. Its name translates literally to stiff corpse. It's because these zombies are thought to have rigor mortis already set in. Unlike other undead, these zombies, instead of feeding on flesh or brains, feed on the ki, or the life force of people, as well as the blood of livestock. However, the ki of somebody couldn't be taken until the victim was already dead, and it was believed that the Jiangshi would kill its victims by breathing into their mouths, because they haven't brushed their teeth in 1,000 years. Also, unlike other zombies, the Jiangshi doesn't walk and shamble around, but instead has another useless means of transportation, hopping. This is because of the rigor mortis making them just kind of unable to sort of move more, to bend their legs. Dang, bunch of zombies with really stiff joints. Get some icy hot on that. The creatures were thought to sleep in a tomb or a coffin, and were thought to have the appearance of a rotting corpse. Pretty standard for a zombie. And while newly deceased Jiangshi might not look too rotted, they have incredibly high eyebrows, very wide open mouths, and incredibly wrinkled faces. So they just kind of look like a surprised grandmother. The horrors. Additionally, its hairs and fingernails would continue to grow, even though, it's dead. It was believed the Jiangshi was afraid of brooms, bells, and losing the lid to its coffin. I mean, the coffin thing kind of makes sense, and bells has some sort of historical stuff with like church bells. But why are they scared of brooms? Are you that messy? Many believe the origin of the Jiangshi was the method of transportation for human corpses in China, which is, it was interesting. But what happened is, a number of corpses would be suspended from poles under their arms and held upright. And one person would be on each end of the poles and would walk them forward. This would make them look like they were hopping. This was done because it was the belief that if a body wasn't buried near its family, then its soul couldn't reach the afterlife. Lastly, we have an undead creature called a Lang Suer, which is a creature from Malay and Indonesian myth. Now, you may notice I said undead creature instead of zombie, and that's because, like I said in the beginning of this video, zombies are the most basic form of undead, and therefore very difficult to research. So a lot of the ones I found for this video could very easily be considered vampires or ghosts, and the Langsur is what I ended up going with for the last one for this video. So it is kind of a zombie, but also kind of not. This creature is the spirit of a woman who died while pregnant, or who died during birth. She appears as a beautiful woman with black hair that reaches down to her ankles. She would also have on green robes, she would have incredibly long nails, and hands reaching her feet, then some long arms. In this form, she would also have a hole in the back of her neck, and with it, she drank the blood of children. And, not really sure how that works. Like, how do you drain children blood through a hole in your neck? Questions I shouldn't be asking. However, some other descriptions say she instead takes the form of a floating woman's head with entrails and a spine hanging from the stump. You see what I mean when I said this doesn't exactly count as a zombie, but it's close enough. If somebody thought a woman was at risk of becoming a Langsur after death, there were preventative measures, such as putting glass beads in their mouth, putting eggs under their armpits, and needles in their palms. All of those sound bizarre in different ways. Maybe they're just so confused they couldn't rise. They were just so baffled they stayed in their coffin. However, if a Langsur did rise, it was believed that cutting their nails and their hair, and then stuffing the nails and hair in the hole in the back of their neck would make them human. And they could even get married and have kids, and would be completely normal. You know, they'd just have a hole stuffed with hair and nails in their neck. Completely normal. However, this solution is only temporary, as it would be completely reversed if the Langsur ever danced. Welp, time to introduce the rules of Footloose. And there we have 3 different forms of zombies. Mostly. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel. And, heads up, I don't always sound like this. I did a video on werewolves, go watch that. So I'll see you next time. Bye.